Hey team, this is my vlog for my practice day that I went and headed to in the weekend. So I loaded up Zanti and I left to go over the hill. I didn't have huge expectations, it was more just the idea of an outing and going and doing a course at somewhere else. What are we doing?
You're riding Lenti.
And are you my designated groover?
I know.
And what's that?
The shield.
And did you win it? Oh, are you famous? So I went and walked my course. This is set obviously for the lower heights first. I just walked it now because no one was in the ring and it makes it easier for the organisers a wee bit later on. So I went over 1, that's number 2 there on that back with quite a long straight to it, and then about a 90-degree angle into 3, which is an oxer built towards the gate, so he would of course be a bit more forward into that, although the lighting in here often plays with their eyes, and the courses are usually built quite tight because it looks like a large space, but it's quite small for a full 8-course fence thing, you know. So then that's number 5 there, and it's a little bit skinny, but it rode alright, but it kind of gave you a really awkward line onto 6, which was another oxer towards the door, so of course he was going to jump a bit more keen. Then around the back here you can see that there's a really awkward double, which is on a really sharp turn. I wish it was just a couple of meters the other direction to make it a nicer line, but that's alright. At the end I practiced just it coming at it from the opposite direction, and then that's number 8 there, and we're done. So next I headed out to Zanti. I made sure he had hay and water when I got here, but I was just going to brush and pick off as much mud as I could. Unfortunately it had been raining and a bit of snow leading up to this event, so I didn't really want to wash him and let him freeze. So instead I just picked off as much mud as I could, and I don't know, that was the best solution for the circumstances given. So then once I had done all of that, I got him ready, I chucked on his gear, and I headed over to try and jump on from the mounting block. Okay, Grey Horse Dramas, the lighting is not very good. My camera was on the wrong settings and I didn't have it. But he washes out in the sun, so it looks obviously like he's a ghost. Now it took me a minute here to realise why getting on was being so awkward, and then I later realised that I was facing the wrong way anyway, and that's probably my dilemma. But I was determined. I held my pony club strength through, and off we go. This is Tallulah on her pony.
Hey, he's a hack. He's 15 hands.
What are we doing down there? This is us sharing a stirrup, which, oh, my hand was over the camera.
Ellie is going to kill you.
So, she's not happy about it.
Katie, get your ass moving.
Oh, she's up.
We're all going to...
Wait! What? How?
What is that? How did that even happen?
I haven't even done up. I bet you've been holding them like that. My reins just came undone. How does that happen?
I bet you
Do not trust me. After the rain dilemma, we jumped into the ring to do our turn. This is just a 80cm round, more about just getting him flowing, because in this tight space, if you haven't really got the basics down, it can make those higher heights a lot harder. He rushed a bit into 2, which leaded for a chip stride, and that set 3 up a bit nicer though, chipping into 2. We do a full turn, and this is a box that he's scared of because he's a total wuss, so I really have to keep my legs on for that. Next we're coming into 5, which is a skinny, and I over-checked in panic that he was going to take the rail, and then I got messy and ruined that line onto there, but he saved me anyway because he's Zanti. And then we headed into that awkward double, and it was still awkward, so I chose to trot it. I knew that it'd pick up the canter, but it did mean a chip in and a Superman out, but that is the joys of having Zanti, I suppose. And then nicely over 8.
She's tiny.
So I finished my round with Erin and Katie, and it wasn't bad. I took the rail into the skinny because I overchecked, but I might do 19 a metre now because like I'm pretty professional.
Pretty professional.
Talia's not impressed by my professional comment. So we headed in for our 90 round. I chose to approach one on the other angle, and you can see he kind of catches me off guard by jumping massively. I just felt like both of these rounds, not that they were terribly hideous, I just felt like we weren't in our usual gelling sync that we usually are, and I rode that really wrong, which is why I got that chip stride there. Here's Auntie's looking at the people on the side, and I chose to fix my lead because I just couldn't help myself. Again, the chip into the box, but then it wasn't much of a better long stride, so that was alright. Coming into 5, this line is still really awkward, and I rode it a little bit better here, but I needed to use my legs for the square turn, but he bounced me well and truly up and out. Thank you, Zanti. Coming into that awkward double again, and it rode alright. Again, he had some really beautiful knees on the other side. He's so lucky he's naturally athletic. It makes his job a hell of a lot easy. And there's a jump down the back which you can't see, obviously. Right, so then after that I decided I was going to come back in and I was going to jump a few fences. The ones I wanted to jump in the order I wanted to jump, just to kind of get a gel on him or something like that. So I came around, I mucked around for a bit. I jumped 2, these are out of order. So 2, which was a really nice flowing stride, and I knew the line to 3 was wrong, so I chose to skip it. He had fallen in on that shoulder, and that's something we struggle with a lot. Coming into the box, again, he was behind my leg, and he chipped into it, and I think I need spurs and to be more collective to ride into something like that. And here I have a mini tantrum deciding that it's just not working how I want it to work, and I need to regroup. So I regrouped myself again. It's only a practice day, so that's alright. It goes to show that everyone has kind of off days, or sometimes when you're not feeling it you want to fix it. So I redid my 5 line and I got a much better jump, a nice 2 stride, but as you can see it's very tight for a horse in here, and Zanti is only 16 hands.
Hi, I'm Katie and that's the end of the vlog.